to Penthouse. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
You don't give a fuck about nothing?
Not like what I'm saying is like all of the little shit people be wanting you to give a fuck about. I be like, man, I don't care about that little shit. It's like it'd be like the little shit around certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what we really doing here? Like are we barbecuing or we meal doing?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to pop from behind the couch? You want to pop from over whatever we do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we here.
We in this
with the good content, so that's all that really matters. It's up there and it's stuck there.
It's up there. And
it's actually another one my brother was telling me about. It's on the roof and it ain't coming down.
Oh.
And so then I added my own little sauce. I'm gonna say it on the podcast. So if anybody steal this, I
It's
did
on
come
the
up with
roof.
this.
It's literally on the roof and it ain't coming down.
And it ain't coming down. That's actually up there. It's $100 bill
That's
up
up
there.
there.
But I said, how you feel about this? It's up in space and it ain't going no place.
I like that because I thought it's on the roof but it ain't coming down. I thought it was going around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, it's up there
and it's stuck there. Yeah.
That's true. I think before who made that cool?
Because it's basically like some beef shit. It's like,
okay.
It's like when you get into it with somebody and they be like, they kind of trying to get a truce. They trying to get a truce. It's like, nah, it's up there. And it's stuck there. Like it ain't
nothing you can do about it.
It's happening.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So when somebody say it's up there and it's stuck there, it's like just know that's what it is. It ain't it's no backwards at this point.
Yeah, you officially fucked them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Say I'm a sweeter man. I just had to, man. That boy Drake got some hits. You know what they was talking about the other day?
What?
Who could do a versus? You know how they do the versus battles against Future? And I was like, man, it ain't too many people.
Okay, so the purpose of the versus battle.
It's like going hit for hit, I believe. Like you go hit for hit.
Yeah.
So it's like cause I ain't gonna lie to you, when Future first came out, I wasn't fucking with Future. Mm-hmm. But as I listen to Future, I be like, man, Future go hard.
Yeah, if we on some verses.
I just listen to that Codeine Crazy. I say, come on, man. I feel that white girl, she say, nigga, please. Like I said, Future's hard, bro.
Future is polarizing as fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he even got like some spiritual stuff in his line.
Well, that video that
he don't tap on it a lot, but if you a spiritual person, you'll catch it.
But it's funny though to see like even rappers. Yeah. If you look behind their content, you like, damn, they really got some more. Cause he was talking about when your words ain't got no value, like that shit was just hard. Yeah. Like the shit you already let me listen to.
Mm-hmm. I play that all the time. I want to actually create some content to that. Like,
probably like a reaction to that hoe or something. Cause that's just some real shit he was saying.
Yeah, like if you, cause I always, cause you know, rappers don't have to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to. They don't. The way that they express themselves is through that music.
They're not doing motivational content, talking about their strategies and shit.
As a matter of fact, it's almost like you say, nobody want to hear you explain the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It kills the music.
It kills the music. But every now and then, if you go listen to these rappers, they have these podcast radio stations. You know what I'm saying? Drake has one, OVO Radio. Fucking all of the top artists have one. You know what I'm saying? It's just content that they release. It's a part of their strategy. Fucking Future got one on fucking Apple Music, and it's pretty much Free Bands Radio. But episode 3 is the one you talking about, like where he hop on there. He's like, man, you gotta believe in yourself, man.
Man, it's the truth. But what he was saying resonated with me so much because I was talking to one of my line brothers the other day.
Yeah,
he was talking about, he came to the Penthouse. They never come to the Penthouse, and we was just talking about the whole journey. He said, man, in the beginning, it was a question raised. They was like, well, you talking about building a business. What business is it though? Like, what business have you done? And it was like, nobody knew. People still to this day don't know that, like, we got the digital marketing agency, that we do the ad agency, we do websites. Yeah, everybody thought I was making money from courses. And I was telling them, I was like, nah, the majority of our money came from Instagram explosion at first. Until that bitch died.
Yeah.
Go see Who is Country Cowboy to see the full story.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff is like from clients. Like we market for these big companies. We build websites. This is where like the bulk of our revenue came from before this year. Like we expanding this year to new shit, but but the reason was because at the time words just had no value. Exactly. It's like you saying good shit, but it's like people, what did you do? What have you done?
And that was the exact words that Future said. It's like a lot of times you in these situations where you trying to preach to your friends about like, how to make the first million and shit like that. Like you may have the knowledge, but it's like your friend sitting there like,
where your million at? But you out here with me.
But you out here with me, my nigga. We
like,
both out
here.
Like ain't nobody gonna listen to nobody. Listen, you owe it to your people around you to level up.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, shit, what else? What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what's created this culture of people trying to fake it till they make it.
Yeah.
Because it's like people go rent shit to try to put that perception out there to run the play on money. But I feel like it's because that's what they're trying to emulate. They're trying to emulate the I made it, so give my words value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I get why they do it, but I think that's the biggest thing. Like when I'm seeing all of it, is like your words, once you do some shit, have value. I was telling my brother, like, people will be mad at their family not believing them. I did a video on this on YouTube. Why your friends and family don't believe me? I said, why the fuck should they? Now, I take that approach because when I started off, I felt the same way. I felt the same way though. Like they don't believe in me, but I was like, you ain't done shit.
What do you think? Just because they're your friends and family is supposed to believe?
It's like
that's foolish.
But if somebody believe in you off top, you should just appreciate them because they got like blind Lord faith in you. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm just saying. Like. Yeah, you should. You should definitely appreciate somebody who just straight up just like, man, I like you.
Yeah, I believe you, man.
I believe in you. Like, you ain't did nothing yet. You just walked in the room, motherfucker.
Like, I'm going to do this shit. You are.
I believe you.
Because you don't do that shit. I mean, it's like I was fucking with my brother about some shit one time because he didn't really say something bad, but I said, bro, you was a naysayer. He said, no, I wasn't, bro. I never forget. It was so funny. Jacoby Jones, when he used to play for the Texans.
What's a naysayer?
Like somebody who's like, you can't do it, right?
Yeah.
So I never forget this shit. It was Jacoby Jones when he used to play for the Texans, right? Mm-hmm. He was a good friend of ours, right? We in the same fraternity and everything. So he used to come down to PV all the time. Like, I fuck with him. Like, Jacoby is my guy. He came to my birthday one year, everything.
Yeah.
So he got traded to Baltimore. And Tony seen him, my brother seen him in the club. He's like, man, I seen Jacoby in the club. I said, oh yeah, what are you talking about? He talking about to get a ring. He said, he a character, right?
Yeah.
So the season go by. I never forget Baltimore. I can't remember who they was playing, but it was like the game before you go to the Super Bowl. And he ran that bitch back like 108 yards. And they took the lead and they won. And I called him. I say, what did Jacoby tell you, bro?
What he told you?
What he told you, bro? He said, nah, bro, he ain't about. He said, he got a ring though.
He got a ring.
So I'm saying it's like, I mean, shit. People just had it. I don't think it's always hating. Like they don't believe in you. I just think sometimes it's like we had a tendency to just be like, because a lot of us come from a pessimistic background to be like, until we see some shit, we don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
And we all like to be evidence-based. So just take that into account. Some people are haters. Yeah, some people haters.
Some people naturally haters.
Yeah, you done shit that has proven that you know what the fuck you talking about, and the person still hating. That is a hater. Yeah. That is a hater.
Yeah, you just gonna, those gonna be there. Shit, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
So how you feeling today, D? I think we got a great question today.
I got this lovely deck of cards here.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm feeling golden.
Yeah. Was that the ones y'all got when y'all flew out to New York?
No. So I actually picked these up from the little bodega across the street.
Really?
You know, on your credit card, they only allow you to spend. They don't let you spend less than $5, so I had to pick up an item, and then I saw these in the side of them. I was like, okay,
shit, let me get them.
Let me get these in. These don't look like a bad miscellaneous pickup.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like the question today.
Oh yeah,
simply because it's gonna allow us to talk about something that we're very passionate about. We got a lot of questions coming in, and this is one I picked because I think this is a topic that we all need to hear about. Mm-hmm. That. When you're starting off, it goes down to like the things the Future was talking about. Okay. It goes down to what I really believe is the truth of success. So let's get right into it with Mama's House Man. How about that?
And then it ain't a flimsy deck of cards.
That's what's good about it. Like, you got them weak ass.
Flip through that. Like do it like a shuffle.
This in space. And it ain't going no place.
Great call. Yeah. You feel that? Like you would imagine that since it's like not an average deck of cards.
This like they sell cards like this in Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. Those are cards.
Yeah. You pull these out, they like you take this shit serious.
You take this shit serious. Like I done got a deck of cards that was
you might want to not want to play poker with somebody who pulled these out.
Yeah, that's who knows. What we got on the question?
All right, so bet. All right, so this is my man Jake.
Jake.
From Dallas. So Jake, what's up, Jake? So Jake talked about a lot of times I hear y'all talk about success. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I hear y'all talk about, the strategies and stuff to become successful. And I'm somebody who's followed a lot of strategies. I've read a lot of books, and I've immersed myself in a lot of entrepreneurship knowledge. Mm-hmm. So this is a person who's not like just talking, assuming that you know. they're doing what they say.
Gotcha.
He said, but I still find myself struggling to become successful. It's like I can't get to that next level. What do you suggest I do?
It's a bunch of things.
Yeah. See, the reason I like this question, can I tell you why I like this question?
What's that?
Because what I want to talk about today is what I call the inner game of success. A lot of times we talk about the external game, right?
Yeah,
we talked about
the, following up. With
funnels, do funnels. Like this is how you deal with
website.
clients. Yeah. But I think this is a topic that me and you have been really hammering on lately. And it's the inner game of success. It's the mentality that creates success.
Oh, yeah. We're going to tap on this.
Yeah. And I think coming down to somebody who's reached the level, and I relate to this question a lot because I'm somebody who acquired a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of skills, did everything I could do to try to be successful, but I just kept finding myself not getting to that next level. And I would see people around me who, they weren't as smart as me, they weren't as naturally skilled as me, but they still were progressing really fast. And I always wonder, like, what's the difference? What makes, like, it's like, what's the difference between a Jordan and another player that's good, but they just can't reach that Kobe status. They can't reach that LeBron status. They can't reach that, they can't reach that status where they're like just like decisive. They're killing. They're somebody who just gets shit done. And I think that's what I want to talk about today. Like how to become that person, because I believe it's the inner game. Yeah. Right before we cut this camera on, you were just sitting over there telling me about how you used to play football. Yeah. And you could tell the story, but I just to give the gist of it was
get them in the game.
The gist of it, you were saying like, your coach told you like it's best that you focus on something else because you was running people over on the field so hard in the wrong direction. You was running the wrong plays.
I was running the wrong plays full speed. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It was like I had the energy of a person who was willing to.
Please say that again.
I had the energy.
The part before that. I was running.
I was literally running the wrong plays full speed to the point to where my coach pulled me aside and told me that it was probably best that I focus on another sport that wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was like bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like that though. Yeah. Because I believe that's what we all doing a lot of times in life.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about, the inner game of success. Like there's this mental talk that we have and it's going in the wrong direction. And we're all like, we think that we're not going hard, but it's not that you're not going hard. You're going hard in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. I think about it like this, right? Let's say, just for the sake of argument, right? There's not like a perfected model. Like people have been successful all different ways. But let's just say, for the sake of what I'm about to say, our success model is somebody who gets up at 7 o'clock every day. Mm-hmm. They put in at least 6 hours a day of work. I'm not even saying nothing extreme. They put in at least 6 hours a day of work. They make sure they follow up when they get opportunities. They make sure that even if they're scared, they take action. Mm-hmm. They're never lazy and they follow through on what they say. Let's just say that's our model. That's the person who starts becoming successful. Yeah. That person would be said to be going hard. You say, oh, they working 12 hours. You know, they going even harder, right? Now, let's say a person who sleeps in all day, never follows up, never takes action, always lets their fear get the best of them. They're going hard in the opposite direction to fail. Mm-hmm. They're going hard in the opposite direction. So you always going hard, but just like you said, you running the wrong plays at full speed.
Full speed. It's almost like somebody need to do what my coach did. Pull you to the side and say, hey, listen, you going to have to get out of this game if you're not going to run the right plays now. Because I like you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're a good player. You good dude. Like, I know you don't mean no harm, but you're going to fuck yourself eventually if you don't like, you have good energy. Your energy's good. Like I can tell, you want to get to the ball. You want to knock the people down. You know what I'm saying?
You got the tenacity.
I'm telling you, man, you're hard. I had the neck brace and everything. Man. They used to have to check my birth certificate before every game. That was like one of those kids. I like for real. But it's
you
like
cry, hell nah.
Well, I'll find that clip, put it in here. I'm telling you, I was running boys.
Yes, put in the clip over. Put it in here.
But my thing is, it was like, coach, like that's such a great analogy for real though, because it's like a lot, like you said, a lot of us be doing that shit. A lot of us literally will out of, and a lot of times, a lot of our friends, we hear them express what they're working on and stuff like that. And a lot of times you don't want to be the person like, well, don't focus on that, focus on this. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to let your friends come to that conclusion. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't quit football after my coach told me that. I kept running the wrong plays and fucked myself over, and then decided after that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that was that we came to the conclusion years later that that's kind of like what elevated me, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it allowed me to go focus on baseball, which allowed me to go to college, which also allowed me to quit baseball, which allowed me to, you know what I'm saying? So it was a domino effect. But the key to but what happened after football, after sports, because I always thought that I was gonna make millions and millions and millions of dollars playing sports. You get what I'm saying? And that's what all of my energy was directed towards. Like my energy was there. And I'm not saying I'm not saying go quit sports right now. What I'm saying for me, my energy was in there, and I was giving a lot of energy in that space. But even in baseball, like I was really, really, really good. You get what I'm saying? Like I threw off the bunker, like in college, like not even that long ago. Like I can still probably go outside right now and chunk that bitch this fast. But I know I can because I got the leg strength. But my thing is, I was throwing at least 92, 93 in like at the end of high school going into college. But I was giving all of my energy to sports. I was giving all my energy to sports, all of my energy, even in college. But what I realized, I just kept remembering what my coach was saying. It didn't necessarily mean that I couldn't play sports. I couldn't do, you know what I'm saying, any of this. But I was just like, yo, maybe I need to give my energy to something else. You know what I'm saying? I was being realistic. I remember being on the football field. I mean, not the football field, the baseball field in college. I'm telling you this, it wasn't even that long ago. And you talk to a motherfucker. I used to be DJ who played baseball. It was none of this country cowboy shit. It was none of this podcast shit. It was none of this shit that you talking about right now. None of this shit you see. I'm telling you right now. You probably don't even believe me. Mm-hmm. My thing was I was heavy into sports. But it was like shit. Once I came to the conclusion, I'm like, bro, I kept giving my energy I kept giving my all to this shit, and it just wasn't breaking through. You get what I'm saying? It was like it just wasn't breaking through. And I just switched my mind over to trying to give all that same energy towards something else, and then it popped. Yeah. So my thing is like I'm not saying quit sports, because I know somebody is watching this, and sports players are especially like sports players are very sensitive about not quitting sports. You get what I'm saying? Tough. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. It's like I'm blessed to even be able to talk about it like how I'm able to talk about it, because a lot of people don't make it to the league, and then they don't even realize that they can't even come to the conclusion that they was wasting their energy on sports. You get what I'm saying? Only reason why I'm comfortable with talking about it is because I found something else and I gave my energy to that, and it prospered. You get what I'm saying? And it's like shit.
I mean, I think when I was young, my grandmother, I used to be really good at basketball, right? I'm still good at basketball. I mean, but I know when it comes to sports, you know, somebody listening to this, nigga, you can't hoop. Yeah. But anyway, cross your ass, right? But anyway, I was really good at basketball. Like, I used to be like, I used to go get kids from all around other neighborhoods to try to beat me, and I never lost. Yeah. And like when I was in the game, I was like 6 years old, but I was playing with 15-year-old kids. Like, I was cold, right? And I could dunk. Like in the 9th grade, I was only like 5'6", and I could dunk. Yeah. Right? You seen me dunk. You was like, damn, you really could dunk. Yeah, you can still dunk. Like, so can't dunk. So the whole thing is, I was really good. And I remember when I was young, though, I walked in the house, and I told my grandma, I was like, I'm going to go to the league. And my grandma knew me. And she was like, yeah, you good at basketball. She said, but your mind going to take you further than the ball's going to take you. Yeah. And at the time, you know, I'm like, what the fuck is my grandma talking about? Yeah, like, I'm finna hit this league. I'm finna cross. Yeah, I'm finna cross somebody over. But anyway, what I realized was that it was the same thing. Like, she didn't say it in a hating way. Like, she didn't say you're not good enough to play sports. She never said that. Yeah. She said like, you good. If you want to do that, you could. I'm pretty sure you could. I'm saying, but as a 6-year-old kid, the way you think, you could go further with this. Yeah. So I like this thing, man. I actually gonna write this on my wall. Running the wrong plays. Full speed. Running full speed. Running the wrong plays at full speed. Mm-hmm. Because later on in life, to even the example here we talking about here, when you met me, I was at the point where I was working 70, 80, 90, 100-hour weeks. Mm-hmm. And when people hear that shit, until you worked a 100-hour week, you don't understand how much time that is. Yeah. That is a lot of time. It's only like 24 in a day. Well, it's only 168 hours in a week. Yeah. So think about it. 60 hours I'm not working. Yeah. Only 60. And That includes time I sleep and stuff like this. So this is how much time I'm working. I've worked that type of week before, multiple weeks in a row. And I didn't see a lot of success sometimes. And it was because I was running the wrong place. Full speed.
I'm talking about, man, you don't get up and go out there and do it.
Like I'm just.
But I'll say this. It's important that you run the wrong place full speed, because how else you gonna know?
Well, just like you said in your example, though, you even after you was told you running the wrong plays at full speed,
you kept
doing it until you fucked yourself off, and you was like,
I get it. I
get what saying.
I think I get what they saying.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then what it teach you, because a lot of people don't even got a full speed gear.
Yeah.
You know, motherfuckers out here just laxed. Yeah, I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, some people, I'll be like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you really
it's
out
good.
here, you really, look at this nigga out here really.
What you was talking about is good when somebody got to pay rent.
Man,
when your rent go up, you got to listen to money play.
Let me tell you something right now. I take on another bill. I'm telling you right now, take on another bill. If you do not take on another bill, you're going to perish. You're just gonna disintegrate.
You already tapping it though, right? Take on another bill.
It's running
with the
speed.
mindset that you have to pay all this shit no matter what.
Yeah.
Because this is what's starting to slowly get into the inner game of success I'm talking about. What gets people to the next level. Because one of the things I also realized was, while I was going hard, I wasn't going hard as I knew I could go. I was doing the safe shit. So the safe stuff is like, I'm about to go build my website. But it's like the scary shit is pick up them green sheets and make them cold calls. Do that. Do that. And it's like that type of shit. Go out and network with people. Put your personality on the line where you might get rejected. Do that. Because you got all this great content and shit you putting out. This is cool. You can sit in your room and type up and then theoretically talk to somebody how business goes and you understand you read all the books. But it's like, do that aspect. And the thing that keeps you from doing it is what I'm talking about again, the inner game of success. And one thing I've learned, and if you're watching this right now, I want you to open your mind today. We did an episode a while back. We was talking about the law of attraction. And one thing I always like to do in episodes like this is I want you to just throw out all your conceptions about success. And especially if you've not got the success you want, I just want you to just listen in today. And as a thought experiment, say, assuming a lot of stuff we're talking about is something that can work, is something that is effective, take it in from that perspective, because I believe you'll learn a lot from the path we're going to go down today. Yeah. So there's an amazing book. It's free on YouTube called 3 Magic Words. And in 3 Magic Words, they talk about the statement I am and why I am is so powerful. But what it really broke down to me as I read the book, and everybody's going to get their own interpretation, is that we become what we think about more than we believe. I think it was episode this season we talked about affirmations. People think affirmations are corny, but you do them all the time. So when somebody says, man, you can start a business. Oh, I could never start a business. That is a negative affirmation.
Shit, you said it.
Well, I'm saying, so you're probably never going to start it. I mean, you really become that. But I think about myself. People look at me in this situation, and sometimes when people talk to me, they speak to me as if I'm somehow different than them. Yeah. Like, oh, but you was this, or you was like, and I'd be sitting there thinking, all I did one day was at my mama's house be like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I just started saying it. And people laughed at first. People didn't believe I was an entrepreneur, but then I became that. So I look up now and I'm like, damn, I'm really like, I'm really that. Yeah. Because all the while I was affirming it. And this goes to every aspect of your life.
Every aspect of your life. Yeah. Literally though. It's like, because once you unlock the feature, once you unlock that, once you figure out that because look, think about this. If you're on the negative end of the spectrum, you just thinking like, man, I can't do none of this shit, right? Yeah. But like P just said, if you watch this episode with an open mind, at the end of it, you'll start just trying, right? But then you'll realize that it works. But then watch this. After it worked, you just start playing with the shit. Yeah. It's like, you want to do real estate? Okay, yeah, I am a realtor. Yeah. You want to cut some fucking heads? I am a barber. You want to know the crazy shit? I got some crazy I am statements throughout the whole day. And it's like, hourly. It's like, at this hour, I am this. At this hour, I prefer to do this. At this hour, I am him.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? When we
I
at the
am
club,
he.
I am he.
I am
When
he.
we be bullshitting at the club, it's like at the with the MCing gigs. We walk in there, but we know the energy is like, I am him.
Yeah.
I'm finna turn it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna light it up.
Yeah.
It's like before we go, it's like I play around with my friends. You know we finna light this thing up.
Yeah.
It's like you getting into you playing. It's this mind game that you have to play on yourself. That's why you got to be in on it. If you're not in on it, even if you're not in on it, you're still in on it, because if you're not in on it, you'll probably be on the negative side.
I think that's
so
what
you'll say like, I can't.
Yeah, but I think that's what I try to get people to understand, that I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to call it corny, you want to call it lame, but it works regardless. It's like gravity. You jump off this fucking building, it don't matter how the fuck you feel. I don't feel like gravity works. That's cool.
That's cool.
Jump your ass off the building.
Jump your ass off and let's see.
Let's see. Oh, it still worked even though you felt different. And I feel like that's what I don't even gotta say the word affirmation. I am statements. In your mind, you're saying it. You're not affirming it out loud. You're not walking around, I ain't shit. But in your mind, somebody tells you, man, why don't you go do this? Like,
you might even give him another answer, but in the back of your mind,
like,
I can't get it done.
That person. And the reason I wanted to go in this, because it's a bunch of levels of what you just said I want to unpack. But I want to start here and then break it down from there. Just start at the beginning, right? Yeah. So even if you're not a religious person, I always like to say that, because a lot of people, I know some people, they gonna fuck with it because they like, oh yeah, I am. Mm-hmm. Some people they not. But universe, whatever you believe, even if you don't believe none of this, just follow me here. Like I said, keep an open mind. So there's these statements, biblical statements. And I like the way this guy named Neville Goddard broke it down. He was saying, like, in books like that, in Dollar's Woman, they talk about that Jesus kept saying, I and my Father are one. And the point he was saying that his different take on it was, because, some people interpret it more literal, like it's a historical record. Mm-hmm. His was more like it's what did he call it? Not metaphorical. He said it's like an opera. And each one, it's the biography of you. Like the whole book is a biography of you. Like, and the stories are meant to illustrate things that are mental things that you go through. Yes. And that's the only, and just even from a psychological perspective, if you want a mass group of people to understand something, you break it down in stories. Exactly. So the thing is, the point he got at later was that the whole thing is the conception that you get to is a couple statements when you pull out of it, right? And this ain't about Christianity or nothing. That's why I say it's not about like a religion per se. It's like he talked about all the religious books, how they had statements like this. But you get to the point where it says, I and my Father are one. It's like he's like, Jesus knew he could not lack because he and his Father are one. And it's basically saying that you are the manifester. You keep saying that it's outside of you, not realizing that the power resides within. So, which is, man, not to cut off and go on please. Yeah, no, I'm still there. Where you at, right? But this is why my energy towards like politics and shit is just like it's like it's bad for me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I want to get there. I don't want to hurt nobody. My family members watching this, I don't fuck with it. I don't care. I told y'all. But my thing is, I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Right? I told you. It's like the energy of it is reaching for this figure that's gonna fix your problems when it's within, dude. Yeah. It's like. When I run into somebody that's super adamant about it, I want to learn about politics. I do believe that they can help the world. I do want to put my energy into it in the future or whatever, but how I want to do it. My thing is, a lot of people, the energy of it is so, it's like you want me to bank on this motherfucker with you? No. I'm betting the house on me because that's what I've always did. I am him. I'm not waiting on nobody else to help me with this shit, dude. It's like, yo, what are we really doing here? Like, fuck the bullshit. Yeah. It's like, bro, the answers are within. I don't even actually have no time to wait on no motherfucker to give me the answers at this point. You get what I'm saying? So even if one of the magical politicians, Trump, Biden, or any of these motherfuckers, if they had my answers, I don't even want to know because I am going to find out my fucking self. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to dive in full throttle and go in. Pete, my bad. The Weeknd said on his song Losers, he said, what can you show me that my heart don't know already?
Come on, man.
He was like, only losers go to school. And I believe what he was basically saying is like,
it's a very aggressive
but it's saying internally it's there.
It's in you.
The thing is in you. So once again, another statement they always reference is, don't sink the temple of heaven out there.
It's not out
the temple is heaven is where? In you.
It's inside.
So the whole thing is what they're getting at in these spiritual books. What I believe all the spiritual books are, right? No matter what you believe, are all trying to get you to understand exactly what your powers are here. Now, the person who says, "Oh, bro, I don't believe that shit. That's not what it is." At that point, you've missed it, and then you will be cut off from that inner game of success we're talking about.
The source, you're going to hit that wall.
Because in reality, like you said, why you don't fuck with politics, it's like all the high-level people are not looking for some savior, right? They understand that they are the savior because you are tapped into it. I remember I used to hear the statement, "The all is in all," right? The infinite thing that this universe is, you came from it, so you are a part of it.
Yeah.
But what we think is, what happens is we get cut off from the source. We say, "Oh, we separate from all this shit."
And it starts right here. That's how you cut yourself.
So you cut yourself off from the source, and then everything becomes super difficult. Everything becomes hard, and you feel like, I got to do it. Not understanding that, you saying that, you're not understanding all the things around you. You're not understanding if you just tapped into the source, it'll be easier.
And you know how to tap into the source? You have an open mind and you believe. You have faith. That's it. It ain't even no magic. You ain't got to drive nowhere. You don't have to go. You don't have to call nobody. All you really have to do is just have faith and believe. Dude.
You know what it is, D?
What's that?
That's what it is to me. I'm astonished, bro. I'm amazed. Actually, what's another word I could use? I'm fucking floored. Baffled. Like, just, when I see people whose lives are not where they want, and somebody who's more successful or at least has some of the success they want tells them, "Look, I'm telling you that it's not this shit, it's this shit." You're like, "Nah, bro, I don't believe that's what it is." It's like me coming to you as a barber, like, "I'm trying to get better at my barber skills." You're like, "Oh, okay, so to cut a better edge up." Nah, I don't believe that's how you cut a better edge up. It's kind of like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you saying right now? If you're not where you want to be, I remember struggling, going hard, and it's very few people I know personally. I know it's people on this earth, of course, that have read more than me, that have put more time into business than me, that I know personally. Of course, there's people out there, but I'm saying just in my circle. And I saw people in my circle who did not put nowhere near as much time as me going up because they had the inner game of success down. The outer game of success is I can get in front of you and break down, hey, here's business systems, and how it works, and how funnels work, and all this type of shit. But it's like, what's stopping? What is the thing that doesn't allow you to get to the next level? And then you meet some of these people who have more money and success than you, and you're like, what the fuck? This person is not as smart as I thought. Mm-hmm. And you realize, what started to realize and click for me is like, that's not everything.
No, it's a piece of it.
It's the inner game of success. And so when you say, don't go look for the temple of heaven, what it's basically saying is that everything that you need for success is inside of you. Now, I do want to talk about why I believe that people don't achieve this, because the first thing that causes us to lose faith instantaneously, it's the most difficult. It's the bitch that's going to fuck you the most when you try to say you're going to be something. So going back to our example where you said, I'm a realtor. What's the first thing? Let me see if you get it, D. What's the first thing your mind gonna say when you say, I am a realtor?
I don't actually know nothing about real estate.
Okay, it's close.
It's close.
I'm looking for a specific word.
Well, I don't have my license.
No, it's not that necessarily. It's like if I'm trying to get from point A to point B, and
I don't know.
There's a middle part. What you gonna ask yourself? Blank, what I do? There we go.
How I'm gonna do that?
How I'm gonna do that?
Yeah.
And this to me was a profound thing because I realized this is what kills most faith. There's another book called Your Wish is Your Command. And he actually went to jail for like some crazy shit later. But I don't care. I still think the principles he was talking about, what he did with his courses is what he did with his course.
Yeah.
But the principles he was talking about. And I do shit like that. So I want to say this. The reason I do shit like that a lot of times, I put those little prefaces in there, is because I just want y'all to know I'm a skeptical motherfucker myself.
Yeah.
So I already know people will go look for shit and then look for reasons why it's false. The information's false. Like, well, he went to jail. Like, trust me,
I know
the shit's still good because he's not the only one who expounded on this. But here's the thing. He said, with the Your Wish is Your Command, he said, one of the things that people mistake is worrying about how too much. It's worrying about how. So I don't know how I got a lot of places. I don't know how I go from sleeping on my mother's floor to where I'm at right now. I actually don't know how. I had a plan. I'm like, I'm going in that direction. But the plan I had in the beginning went all kind of different directions that led me here. It wasn't like, okay, I was at the house, I had this plan. I knew I was going to do business broadly. I knew I had a vision. I knew I had a direction I wanted to go. I wanted to be this person, and I was here. I didn't know this. Nobody knows this. And
Nobody knows.
Once you realize that, the only person who knows is the person who's done it. So if I've done $1 million real estate deal, of course I can tell you, oh, this is how I did it. But that may not be necessarily how you come about it. Say you don't know shit about real estate. You like, man, I'm gonna be real estate mogul. Like, I don't know how. Maybe the same day, weird ass book selection comes across your screen. Mm-hmm. Then your partner call you, be like, hey, bro, I just been getting real estate, man. I'm about to go to this real estate seminar. And in your mind, those are random events, but those are the things that are leading you down that path. Yeah. Those are things that are moving you down that path. But the first thing when you start doing these affirmations, I'm telling you what your mind's gonna do, because your mind is an association tool. Yeah. If I said elephant right now, what do you think about? Of course, elephant. Mm-hmm. And you start thinking about shit associated with it, right? Mm-hmm. What's associated with green? Your mind go immediately go, oh, money, this. Like, it's how our mind works. So when we give it a problem, I am a realtor. Your mind gonna be like, how you gonna do that? How would I do that? Mm-hmm. Because with your knowledge right now that's within you. Yeah. Now I'm about to go deep real quick. Yeah. The knowledge is within you. You think, oh, it's not possible. Mm-hmm. But remember, I said, and this is where I need you to follow me. You're connected to source.
You are.
So whatever answer you want exists. It's
out there. It's like, what happened when you tapped into the source?
I hope y'all didn't miss that.
Yeah, please don't let that one go over your head. Because what happened when you tap into the source, this is the beautiful part about it. Anybody listening to this?
Yeah, quiet down real quick.
Listen, this is the beautiful part when you tap into the source. You don't even have to worry about how.
There we go.
It's so live that when you tap into him, right? It's just he gonna provide everything for you, and then on top of all of that, you don't even have to worry about it like at all. It's just going to it's going to overlap. All of the things are just going to come to you. And what makes it interesting is that you tap into the source, so you hold this energy that people around you don't understand. Yeah. You walking around with this newfound energy. You don't really worry anymore because you got this thing that a lot of people neglect or they just don't believe in for some reason.
It's like having a big brother that nobody can whoop on the
playground. It's like having a big brother in the hood that nobody can whoop.
It's like you just on the playground. Like, what's up? Huh? Oh, yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah. Well, oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's my big bro back there. He takes care of everything. He takes care of everything.
Your big bro like 7'8".
Yeah, he just takes care of everything.
Brick. Bulletproof.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. And I think the biggest thing, like I said, that was hard for me to digest because I'm such a logical, rational person. Yeah. And I always tell people, like, it's so funny. I look at people who say certain shit, and because when you're a free thinker, a true free thinker to me, your ideas can always be challenged because you're searching for truth, right? You're like a scientist. So ideas I had a long time ago, those ideas, I kept some of them, and some of them have evolved. I've thrown bullshit out. I've added new stuff because I've evolved. And I was thinking about this, how a lot of times in science, because I love science, right? Mm-hmm. But sometimes you hear scientists talking so matter-of-factly about certain things. No such thing as fucking law of attraction, right? And it's like, the only reason I think that's weird coming from a scientist, in my opinion, is because the statement we now know. And I'm going to explain what I mean by this. So many times in science, there's discoveries at a certain point in science, like I can't remember, it's when they made the nuclear bomb like in the 40s. Mm-hmm. History may be a little off, but basically they split the atom, and that's how they was able to make the nuclear bombs or whatever, right? And at some certain point, we thought atoms was the smallest thing that's in the universe that exists. Mm-hmm. Then we found out there's actually things smaller than that later. So it's like science evolved after we figured that out. Mm-hmm. But at the time, when you listen to books written at that time, they talk about the atom as being the smallest thing. And then science will come back 30 years later and say, well, we now know this. Mm-hmm. And I always think when people speak matter-of-factly about things, it's like, shit, what don't we still know? Yeah. Exactly. What are we going to come back in 2030 and say, well, we now know this. So it's not that I think it's wrong or anything like that.
It's the energy behind it. Anytime somebody's so sure about something, it's kind of gives you this.
Well, it's because, for example, certain shit, gravity, right? Like, we know you jump off this building, it's going to go down. That's matter of factly. Yeah. But I think, like, some of these topics and things that we don't have enough evidence to really disprove them.
Yeah.
It's just about, we believe, like there's a lot of people who say, well, shit, this shit has worked in my life. It's like, there's thousands upon thousands of people saying this, right? And there's thousands upon thousands of people we can look at their life and see when they did the opposite of this shit, it fucked their life up. Mm-hmm. We can't measure it yet. We don't know how it works yet. Like quantum physics is starting to be a branch of science, but some scientists have still come out and said, no, that ain't really what's happening there. But basically, just to give you a quick about the quantum physics thing, there's this experiment they got called the double slit experiment, which is basically there. If you shoot these little particles through two slits, you should expect that there's two slits on the back wall where the particles hit, because like basically it's shooting water through there. It's like the slits are making it go a certain direction.
Yeah, you would like, it's like two slits like this, and it's like if you shoot paint at them, it's gonna be two slits on the wall. Paint slit. It should be two paint slits right there.
Yeah. So, and I think I'm getting this right. So basically, what they observed. No, what I'm saying, the part I'm about to talk about. So when you wasn't observing it, basically it wouldn't be slits back there. It'd be like a wave pattern. Exactly. Which was weird. So they basically showed that the particles would change depending on the person observing them. Yeah. Which is basically supposed to be evidence that your world collapses into your expectation. Yeah. So that's quantum physics, which is coming around. Now, I've heard very respected scientists say that that's not what it is and stuff like that. But I'm saying, I believe that's them still harping on like the knowledge they know. And we like to see people at a high level and feel like, oh yeah, they're experts, so they must know. But I feel like when you see shit like that, it's basically showing you like the observable universe. The universe becomes what your expectations are. And throughout history, thousands upon thousands of speakers, everything from Think and Grow Rich, people like I was talking about, the Neville Goddards. There's another one there, what's his name? U.S. Sewell. He had another great book, the 3 Magic Words book. Who else? I could go through so many. Earl Nightingale, all these type of people. Even when we're listening to people like Future, when we're talking to people like DJ Khaled talking about the laws of success, all these people are talking about how they believe it. DJ Khaled's an excellent example to me. Mm-hmm. This is a person who don't rap, but has hits on the chart. Yeah. So you talking about worrying about how the fuck would you become I want you to think about this. How the fuck do you become a top rapper and you don't rap? How? That's once again, what's that word? The H word. How? Yep. You worrying about how. And what I'm saying is, this shit has all just really become an epiphany to me, because I'm understanding like there's all these things to explain now. The quantum physics, that's starting to explain it. And if you just a skeptic and you hear the scientists say, well, shit, I don't believe that's what it is. Well, hey, but I do believe evidence is starting to show that what you observe in the universe becomes that. So
I dare you to leave this motherfucker and not believe what we're saying.
I'm saying, if you walk around and you get into, because here's the thing they say, you got to get into the feeling. So this is what every book I've read, this is the true bread and butter. It's like they want you to sit back. Let's say you want to be a millionaire. They want you to sit back and say, okay, how did I get into the feeling? What would I be like? Damn, I wouldn't be worrying about bills. Man, I'd be able to travel like I want. Man, my mama wouldn't have to worry about shit. You start getting that feeling, right? You try to exist in that feeling. And then the world begins to collapse those expectations. Another thing we just talked about is like, instead of, see, a big thing, what it is this. A lot of times you got a problem. Let's say you got a bill to pay. You so focused on the bill that you don't go start focusing on a person who wouldn't have that problem.
Or you don't even focus on becoming the person that could solve problems like this.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, shit, we all got, somebody was like, I told my friend, we was chilling the other day, we were looking at these skyscrapers upstairs, right? She's like, man, I want to give me some of these, right? She was like, man, you want to deal with that shit every day? I said, yeah. Mm-hmm. The fuck? We all gonna have problems anyway. Give me those problems. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, I would rather have those problems than anything.
But assuming that you got to deal with them.
Exactly.
Not knowing you could hire management staff or have somebody else run it for you.
But I feel like that's just a thought that kind of reflects the whole house situation.
Yeah,
damn, you want to. So you want to. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do when I do that, and I quite frankly don't give a fuck. But one thing I do know is that, goddamn it, I'm gonna figure it out.
I think the thing is,
I'm gonna figure it all out.
Because the thing is, like I said, is that right? And the next phase of it, I think, that kills the inner game of success is we don't know how to interpret negative events. I don't think we're ever taught how to interpret negative events. It was a girl. It was a woman. She's named Sarah Blakely. She made
Mhm.
Spanx. She's a billionaire. And I was listening to Think Like a Billionaire, I think it's called, some podcast, but they turned it into a book.
Mhm.
And she was saying that her parents taught her how to deal with failure. And I
Yeah.
feel like her parents, maybe they do know, but I don't think they understood how powerful that was.
Yeah.
Because I think when negative events hit us in life, the problem is our interpretation of it is wrong.
Yeah.
And because we interpret it as bad, it causes us to then lose faith and be like,
Yeah.
well, shit, I just took a $50,000 loss.
This shit
How could I
not real.
possibly be successful
Exactly.
after this?
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like not understanding that the $50,000 loss we took moved us out of a business that could have been way worse
Way worse.
had we got way high and put all our shit into that.
it. Mm-hmm.
And it would have been easy to do at that time because, like, shit, we going up, man.
Exactly.
Everything.
It'll never be easy to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, shit, you got all those people on subscription
Yeah.
paying X amount of dollars per month, and then you rise it up to 6 figures. Who knows? It would have been.
I'm saying,
it would've been
imagine,
7 figures a month.
and then you got a refund.
But then all of your shit, you got to refund all your people. But then your lifestyle is on
exactly.
that,
You way more expensive because you like shit. Even if you not spending crazy, like if you making $10 million a year on a product, and even if like say you only taking two M's to pay payroll and all this type of stuff, it's like now that's gone. Yeah, refund all these people. Now that shit gone. That lifestyle ain't gone.
Yeah,
Like damn, but you didn't splurge. Like you didn't do nothing crazy. It's just the fact that the shit then went down, and now you got to deal with that. So what I'm saying is, when losses get taken, we interpret them as bad, and it's this story. It's an amazing story. I'm gonna tell it real quick, right? And I've told this before, but I think you'll like this. So there's this old man and a son. He owned a farm in the village, and the village had horses on it. So this was during wartime. So the son, he's sitting there in the yard or whatever, right? And he's playing with the horse or whatever, right? So the horse snatches away from the son, runs out, breaks through the gate, and runs off. It's their only horse. So everybody comes to the farmer and says, "This is so horrible. This has happened to you. Like, what are you gonna do now?" And the farmer looks at him and says, "Who knows if this is good?" So about a week later, they just sitting out there looking out in the field, and the horse that ran off comes running back out of the forest with a whole herd of horses, like 30, 40 horses coming back, just running to the thing or whatever. Now they got 30 or 40 horses. Everybody from the village, "Oh my God, this is so great, man. You so lucky." And then the farmer's like, "Man, who knows if this is good?" Next week, his son out there, because they trying to tame the horses now, because they got a bunch of horses, and he's trying to tame the horses. So he gets thrown off the horse, breaks his back, so he's paralyzed for a little bit, and he can't walk. So everybody, once again, comes to the farmer and says, "Man, this is messed up, man. If this happened to you, like this bad that happened to your son." And the farmer looks at him again and said, "Who knows this is good?" So then, the next week, war breaks out, and they come around recruiting all the youngest men in the village. And the farmer's son can't go because he was paralyzed. And then the farmer, once again, when everybody came and said, "Man, it's great that your son had to go," he says, "Who knows if this is good?" The whole point of it is, you don't know what the fuck anything means.
Exactly.
And so you think you're so smart. I'm a person, like, look at me. I'm a person who think I'm too fucking smart. I've had to get over that shit. You don't know. I don't know how much analysis you've done. I don't know how much you don't know what shit means.
And for all of the people out there who don't feel like they're smart, because I used to feel like that.
Yeah.
Hanging with this guy,
great opposite perspective.
You know what I'm saying? I hang with this guy, and he's a very intelligent person. But for the people who don't think that, you know what I'm saying, that you're just a super intelligent person or whatever, just keep in mind that you don't have to worry about a lot of.
Well, I think though, even not being an intelligent person, you still think like a bad event means the end of the world. Like so many people be like, "Oh, this the end of man, 20. Damn, I just took a $5,000 loss, bro. It's fucked up." It's like you don't know if that's even a good thing for you. You don't know. You don't know at all. Nobody knows. That's what I'm saying. Okay. The best part about all of this, right, is that you really only thing you can do is what you can do anyway. Yeah. And just to go back to the whole mind trick, the mind game, right? Yeah. It's like all you can do is focus on thinking about what you want to do. You got to hold that conception of what you want to be in your mind. Yes, and that's whatever it takes
keep that conception going in your brain.
Bro.
This is why I told somebody the other day, and we approaching it. I told somebody this the other day, right? I said, I don't care how much your rent is.
Mm-hmm.
If you stand in a 1-bedroom, what you're paying for is not the space that you're standing in. You're paying for your peace of mind. Yeah. Here, you can I can focus on what I want to become. Yeah. There's no outside influences. Like if magically, strangely, right, I can't find enough money for rent 1 month, right? I'm not gonna ever worry about that. What I'll do is, because I'm here alone, I can just focus on whatever the fuck I need to focus on. Mm-hmm. If I magically need to fucking get some shit done, right? It's like the peace of mind here allows you to get that shit done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It allows you to focus your mind on what you need. Like I used to be a hood nigga, fighting, fist fights. Yeah. I tell people all the time, people don't believe this to this day. I had 40 fist fights my senior year in high school. I learned how to box, and I didn't lose a fight in my life after that. Not to say I couldn't lose a fight. I'm just saying. Not no one-on-one. But what I'm saying is this. I am just getting to the point of understanding that's who I thought I was at the time. And then to come to where I'm at, I only use the example to show, like, it's only what you believe about yourself. It's all about what you believe about yourself. And the thing is, it's so hard to hold that conception in our mind because, one, we worry about how all the time. Okay, I'm from the hood. How the fuck could I possibly get to the point where this person is at? You don't need to know that. Yep. The second part of it is, when bad shit happens to you, you start trying to interpret it as it's bad, and this means this, and this means this shit ain't working, and I knew this shit wasn't
exactly what you needed.
Exactly. When I was on the floor of my mama's house, my fucking 2 businesses I just done failed. It was exactly what the fuck I needed. I would not be on this podcast couch today. There would be no business of Cineverse. There would be none of this shit. No massive action. None of this shit. Me and you doing. It wouldn't be none of that shit had I not taken those losses. Yep. It would not be that shit. So at the time, I had the ability to interpret it as good, but I had the dream at that point, which changed my whole perception of everything. So when I look at that, it's like, what would have led me to that path otherwise, but me going through the fucking hardships I went through. So over time, you learn to not panic when shit goes wrong. Mm-hmm. You learn to not panic. You learn to be like that farmer and say, who knows if this is good? Exactly. Who knows if this is a good situation or a bad situation? And the whole thing is you get so worried about other people. Oh, bro, you took an L. It's like, fuck them. Mm-hmm. It's your L.
For real.
Take it. But the thing is, when you win at the end, it's just crazy every time somebody comes back to me at this point in my life and tells me, man, bro, you did what a lot of people were scared to do. You pursued your dreams. And when everybody was joking and laughing at me, I could have interpreted that shit as like, this is bad, bro. This means this is the wrong path. Yeah. And I could have quit. Yeah. I could have quit because I was interpreting the events as the wrong path. But in my mind, that conception of the person I want to be, it's just stuck so strongly in my mind. I see myself as that person. I meditate every day and I imagine myself in the final form. I imagine myself. What am I driving? What type of people am I around? I'm sitting on stage talking to people. I'm influencing people. I'm helping people's lives. I'm making this type of money. I'm dating these type of women. I imagine what that life is. I don't make any apologies about what it is. I imagine that life. I hold that conception in my mind at all times. So when we took a $50,000 loss, I wasn't sitting there going, well, shit, this means we failed. No. I was just like, $50,000 loss. Don't know what that means, but I know I'm this person. Yep. I know this who I am. I could be on the brink of bankruptcy. In my mind, I believe I'm a billionaire who is going to fucking change the world. That is the conception I have of myself.
That shit for normal people is insane. I'm telling you right now. And if you want to do some unnormal shit, I'm telling you, you gotta start thinking like this. Yeah. Because like I said, and like P just said, it's a mind thing, bro. You gotta be able to play this trick on yourself. When shit fucked up, you got to be able to crack jokes in your head to make yourself feel better. When shit is going wrong, when like a lot of shit is going wrong, you have to be the person in your brain to switch this shit. You got to find stuff in your life. Like for me, I don't go to a physical church. You get what I'm saying? I go to cardio. I go outside and I run. I pray. I meditate. This is where I get my stuff done at. But this is something that this is one element of my life that allows me to control my thought process. I don't even, like, a lot of times I prefer to go running alone. I'll get up and just go run because I know I need to. It ain't got nothing to do with cardio. I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to stay in shape. This is me praying.
It's your church.
It's my church. This is my mind game. This is how I control my thoughts. To this day, I still and will always take haircut clients. The price is gonna shoot up, but I'm always gonna do it because that's another skill and another piece of like time where I'm able to hardcore focus and think about what it is that I want to do, what it is that I want to accomplish, what it is that I see in the future for us, what it is that I see that can be done. You know what I'm saying? This is why a motherfucker can't lose. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm in it too. I'm in the mind game. I'm going to do shit. I'm going to position myself to where I can control my thoughts. I probably would never, until I'm married, if I do that, live with somebody again. Yeah. Because I see the benefits of it.
Controlling.
I'm in full control of my thoughts. I know people calling me to tell me, because I got friends that I cope with sometimes, because I still like to provide that energy to them. You know what I'm saying?
But it's this the thing, right? You still got to learn to deal with the world.
Yeah.
It's not these sitting in the fucking your house all day, like, yes, I am rich. And then you go in the world and somebody say, no, you're not rich, and you fall apart. You got to learn to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
It don't matter. The one thing they said in that book, the Neville Goddard book, which I thought was interesting, he said, the person who's the truly faithful is the person who can still believe even with the evidence of their five senses. And that shit was profound to me. It's like everything is telling you, no, the shit you're saying in your head is wrong, and you still believe. That's when you break through. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the big thing you just said, because I want to tap on that before we get out of here, right? You just said that going to cardio is like your church. You don't go to a physical church. Mm-hmm. Now, if you do need to go to a physical church, it's nothing wrong with that.
I'll go with you.
I told my mama so many times, I've said this to her 1,000 times. I said, I truly believe this. And I'm going to say it on the podcast, but I never said it anywhere. I truly believe that nobody can tell you what God is for you. Mm-hmm. I feel like they can lead you to the point of where you can get an understanding, where you can get your own relationship to it. And we always look at people if they don't go to a certain place or they don't go to a building as if they disconnected from it. Like, oh, they disconnected. But maybe that person has a connection to it and they don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing. You go to church on Sundays. I go to church every day. If we being technical, you get what I'm saying? I didn't like if you want to take it there. You get what I'm saying? If you want to be one of those.
But what are we doing there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to find that connection. We're trying to get back in the source. When people say, I need to go back to church, that's no different than us saying, man, I need to start getting back on my path, my purpose. Yes. I need to start getting back into meditate. I need to start getting back into these things, right? Because every time I've had bad periods in my life, I turn back to that energy. I turn back to energy of like, I've lost faith in myself. I've started to worry about shit I shouldn't worry about. And I feel like the whole point is, I've told people all the time, the reason you'll never hear me preaching to somebody about what they should believe and what their thought process should be, because I honestly feel like the relationship I cultivated from years of experience, going through ups and downs and seeing what that relationship means to me. I'm a book person, so I've read a lot of the spiritual books, the spiritual laws and stuff like that to get my own interpretation. And the thing that I've learned, the conclusion I've come through is eventually you understand one of the most profound statements that you can find in the Bible, which is, I and my Father are one. I cannot lack, which means you have the manifestation powers in you. You're not separate from this. Of course, it's the whole thing I believe is I and my Father are one, but I am not my Father, or my Father is greater than me, something like that. But basically means that this is infinite, but you spring from it.
Yeah,
which means you have similar powers to it. Similar powers. I can't manifest another earth, but I can manifest the heaven I want on this planet. And the thing is, because I cannot lack. Once I understood that, even when bills come in and shit looks bad, and I just remember I cannot lack, for some reason, shit happens. And it's been so consistent. It's been so consistent that I promise you, you would not believe it.
You won't believe it.
It would seem fake if I told you. You'd be like, no, you just got, no. I'm telling you. Time when I did not know how shit was going to get paid for. Shit just last moment. Like, how? And so my thing is, what I'm saying is, whatever your belief is, if you need to go to the church, if you need to turn on TDJ, because I have friends who turn on the church on Sundays. They like to listen to TDJ, John Gray. They love Osteen. I like TV.
Go.
But what I'm saying is, right, it ain't a Christian thing to me. It ain't a Buddhist thing to me. It's connection, whatever gets you the connection to the source.
Yeah.
If you need to go do cardio, if you need to run, if your
Because
meditation.
I'll still go to church too. I want to go see.
The point is,
I like TD. TD just such an amazing.
But he's just a great speaker.
That's what I love, man. Yeah. Pastors, I'll go to church because I love the art of speaking.
But I think the thing is where I try to get people to understand.
I love pastors, bro. They so
it's
lit.
not what some people are still in search for that spiritual thing. Yeah. Right. I had a dream, and in that dream I heard you create the world around you. And the fact that all this material has come to me that's basically confirming some shit that when I was on the floor of my mama's house came to me in a dream, it's kind of scary to me. But like I told people before, I'd never go around like, God spoke to me. Yeah. And y'all should listen to me. And y'all should become my flock. Because it's not my objective. Your conception of what you think the higher power is, God, whatever you want to call it is, that's for you to figure out. What I'm just telling you is that these laws, as far as the inner game of success, they work whether you fuck with them or not. Whether you want to say, I am great, or you want to say, I ain't shit, you're going to be either one of them. But the second you sit here and listen to something like this and you can't get it, or you say, nah, this nonsense and shit like that. And remember what I said at the beginning of this, listen to this with an open mind. The second you can't do it, you just affirm that the world is a place where you have no control, which you created that world where it had no control anyway, which is the fucking trick of the game. Mm-hmm. You're doing this mentally. Whatever you're going through, you could be like, nah, my shit different. My situation is different. It's different because you believe it's different. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's different because you believe it's different.
It's that simple.
So it's like, when I look at all this shit, man, the reason I'm so grateful, I feel like the people that got brought in my life, like even I talk about you all the time, is shit. I would have never thought that me and you would be the team that did my first 6 figures and shit like that. I never thought you'd be the one I'm closing the big real estate deals. I never would have thought that. When I saw you on Instagram, I didn't even want to follow you because I'm like, oh, he just got his shirt off. I'm like, oh, this nigga got his shirt off. I ain't following this shit. Like, but then when I look back, that was me.
How is this?
How is this the person that I'm gonna do this with?
How? There you go on that house.
Because guess what? I realized something. I didn't know shit. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And when it comes to spiritual shit, a lot of times we don't know what the fuck we talking about. Yeah, I could tell you about some business. You want to know about some systems. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But what I've learned to do when it comes to negative events in my life is, or trying to interpret like, why is this person in my life? I just shut the fuck up, bro. Because I realize in that realm, none of us know what the fuck we talking about. Because to know what we talking about is to say that we understand the infiniteness of this universe. If you believe in nothing at all, you're an atheist, you at least know that you don't understand how the vastness of this universe works. So even in that situation, I would say when shit happens to you, just shut the fuck up and just see where the shit takes you and just hold that conception of who you are.
Just know Earth is like a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It's like a grain of sand on the beach.
It's not even that. It's like
one grain. It's like
a piece of a grain.
It's like a piece of a grain of sand on a large ass beach.
The size of
we are people of the earth who live on Earth,
who are grains of salt on that.
You know how big Earth is. So when you telling me, come on, man, this is way deeper than this podcast you're listening to. This shit way deeper than. Then I'm telling you, it's just deeper than you can ever imagine. I'm telling you, you don't even got to do yourself you don't even got to do yourself due diligence of going look into it. All you have to do, I said in the middle of this podcast, is just believe. Yeah, it's all you got to do, man. You want to get?
Go ahead.
You want to get out of here? I go first.
Okay. Yeah.
Believe, Jack. Hey, country, big checks, cowboy. I might change my Instagram name.
So you ain't getting your final thought?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Well, final thoughts first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my final thoughts. I gave my final thoughts. Yeah. And it was so quick. It was believe.
That's
I'm telling you. Listen, if you don't, my final thoughts tonight on Mama's House of Penthouse. Seriously, yo, like if you don't do nothing else, I'm telling you right now, all you gotta do is just believe. Like I one of the reasons, cause like hanging around him, very analytical person, so it helped me understand what I'm doing, because like I told you, the type of player that I am, when you put me in the game, I go hard as fuck. And I'm the type of person cuss everybody out on the field. I don't give a fuck, right? Because it's like shit, whoever team I'm on, we going full throttle.
That's our team.
That's the team. You get what I'm saying? So
I'm
it's
squad.
like, I'm squad life until the day I fucking die. I can give a shit less. You get what I'm saying? But that energy comes from me just believing in the type of person that I am. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you put me in the game, I'm gonna figure it out. You give me the deal, I'm gonna close it. You put me in the room with the motherfuckers, I'm gonna get to the nitty gritty. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, in order to get that energy, all you really have to do is just start to believe that you're that type of person. Because only reason why I believe that we are so great at believing now is because we did the hardest part, which was start believing. You get what I'm saying? Like once you start believing, then incident after incident after incident occurs, and then you just become this person where, you know what I'm saying, you get to manifest everything that you want. So
You've been there before.
You know what I'm saying? You've been there before, and then you just stop. You stop doubting. You stop asking how, because you done did it 40, 50 times. You ain't never knew how them times. Why the fuck would you want to know how now? You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up and let's get it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or period. And that's just that on that. Country Big Checks Cowboy. Big Checks is, you know, just what it is. Country Cowboy with 2 Y's on all social media platforms is where you can find me at. Come fuck with me on all social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? YouTube. I got YouTube content dropping soon. Go check out Who Is Country Cowboy on YouTube.
Go check that out.
Go check that out right now. It's gonna tell you everything, every piece of information that you need to know.
You're gonna see a motherfucker who didn't worry about how.
You don't get what I'm saying? You want to see a clear representation of
In
somebody.
a very entertaining way.
Very entertaining way. Seriously, I love that piece of content. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, go check that out. Also, head over to countrycowboy.com. It's a list of websites that you need to go check out. Okay, every single website on there, no matter when you go to it, you need to check it out. If you come in a party in Houston, the information is on there. Everything.
Man, you know what's funny? What you saying, party in Houston?
Yeah.
You know every other city is closed. I thought we the biggest city in America right now.
Biggest. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. That's why I mentioned it. I feel like it's important. You get what I'm saying? And also on countrycowboy.com, there's another tab that teaches you. Okay, not teaches you, but it's a course. It's called The Influence. This course right here, I'm telling you right now, this course teaches you how to become an influential person. It's the practical steps. It's the principles of an influential person. These are the same principles that the old ancient people used. Back in the Babylonians, the old ancient Babylonians, they used this. Okay? This is what they used to build influence. This is what people use to build influence within their families. This is what people use to build large followings on all social media platforms. So if you're an individual who wants to grow your following, I seriously suggest that you go over to countrycowboy.com or canibefamous.com and purchase you a copy of The Influencer. The craziest part about it is it's still less expensive. It's less inexpensive than a pair of pants. Is this crazy still or what? It probably costs less than these. And these are like little Nike sweats, and it's like, what the fuck?
It probably costs.
You can go get The Influencer right now for $17. This is inexpensive as a pair of pants. Seriously, right now you can go get it.
Yeah.
And we made it like that because we want people to get this knowledge extremely fast, okay? This is the information that led me to grow over 50,000 followers on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? This is the information that led a lot of us to grow our following substantially on all of these social media platforms. So I would just say head over there right now to go grab that, because if you don't, what the fuck else?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
I kind of like the format you just did there.
Yeah.
Just right after the final thought.
Yeah.
So I do want to say this little final piece or whatever. In life is our journey. And I think a lot of times you got to stop looking for the validation and just start looking internal and say that this is the direction I want to go. This is what's right for me. And that's how I'm going to create the world I want. I think that's just a huge thing. And like I say, shut the fuck up when things are bad. Don't worry about how. And finally, don't try to interpret things a certain way.
Yeah.
We don't know what's
That's
good.
bad.
We don't know what's bad. Just remember that story that I told you about the farmer. Who knows if this shit is good? And then eventually you'll get to the point, like DJ said, I echo that sentiment, where you've done it so many times that it's hard for you. It becomes more difficult for you not to believe because you've seen it in your own life. And then at that point, when you've seen it in your own life, because you just tried, then you'll have faith. Then you'll be like, oh, I understand what that relationship is. You can call it whatever it is. You can call it the relationship with the Sandman. It's the same energy. Whatever the fuck you feel like it is what it is. That being said, Princeton Hicks on everything. Everything, absolutely everything. I'm doing Massive Action Rants. I'm bringing back the Massive Action Movement Show, which is why I'm teaching business on my YouTube channel. So if you have not, go subscribe to that too. Make sure you subscribe to this channel too.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to this channel. If you're watching on the if you're listening on the podcast, go check us out on YouTube. You can get a visual of. We do like a nice presentation where this shit is not just static, us sitting here. And then I feel like we do our thing on here.
Hell yeah.
But do that. Also, I'm relaunching takingmassiveaction.com. This is gonna be the hub for everything.
Okay.
Like, you want to get coaching, you wanna meet DJ and get a night of being an influencer in Houston. That shit is all coming this year. Yeah. It's gonna be big shit. So if you like, man, okay, I got it. I understand. How do I become it? What is it like to be an influencer? You gonna actually get a chance, an opportunity.
We got our first client for that coming flying in from New York. I want our big clients.
Big clients.
Big clients.
And we gonna show them the life.
Yeah, we gonna show them the influencer life. He called me. We introduced them to, it's like jewelry business, big time people. Definitely don't even.
You ever seen that Uncut Gems movie in that wasn't it?
Yeah, in the Diamond District, seriously. But one of his friends is what he wants to see what the life is all about. He said, I want in. So
that's the opportunity we're gonna be bringing to you this year. And of course, if you listen to all this type of shit and you like, man, okay, I'm all in, I got faith. Well, I'm gonna give you the first thing. This is the first thing getting dropped out the ether to you, which is how to start a business in 30 days. This is the exact strategy. I didn't know how, so I went and learned how, and then I took all those strategies and put it into a course, so you can take all the shit that we learned and apply it to your business off top, so you can make a mistake. I was talking to my cousin on the phone the other day. She was talking about some shit, and I immediately was like, don't do it that way, do it this way, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, you gotta do this. And I just realized how much time I was saving her because I was just cutting out all the shit that was like, this is the mistake you gonna make. And she was like, I'm just listening. I'm listening, cuz, whatever, right? And this is one of my younger girl cousins or whatever, right? Me and her always had a good relationship. But I feel like she listens and shit just be going up fast for her. And that's the whole thing I understand about people. If you could just listen, you take the knowledge and say, I want to do this. I want to live a life of freedom. I don't want to clock in. I don't want to clock in somebody else's job. I don't want nobody hitting me up like, hey, it's time for you to do this. It's time for you to do this. I want to spend more time with my family. I want to spend more time with my friends. I want to spend more time with my kids. Go get how to start a business in 30days.com. I'm confident in that information because this is literally all the stuff that we learned and we put it in the course to make it simple for you. That's why I'm so, like, if you really want to understand the business so you can take some shit and make your own shit, you got the skills, not just like somebody telling you one-on-one, oh yeah, this and this. Go get how to start business in 30days.com. And also, you can hop on coaching. That's going to be really heavy once takingmassiveaction.com comes back. You can hop on a one-on-one call with me. If you just want like a little consultation, you can hit my Clarity link. It's always in the description on YouTube. You just hit that Clarity link and link up with me. And also, we do have the group coaching sessions where you get in there with other entrepreneurs so you can learn from those people. Get into all this stuff, man. It's going to be an amazing year. We just seeing who we going to be at the end of all this shit. We not worrying about how. We building a life where we in control. Indeed, my good friend, do you have anything else to say to the people before we get out of here?
Side eye tape, motherfucker.
Yeah. I open my eyes, I see them snakes in the sky, saying that they down the ride. Really they down for the ride, really they down for a piece of my pie. Look in my eyes, you can see that I'm tired. Look at my ties, you can see I got drive. All these emotions, I put them aside. All this potential, I bring it to life. I look them dead in the eyes, cause I really want it, and I'm really working, and I'm really stressing out because I'm nervous.